Uh, so, this is an article talking about incels and what's been going on with them. Uh, there has been some attacks that have, taken out 10 people, and people are trying to figure out, why this person would do this. Come to find out that they were an incel. Now, incels have issues finding women and they have problems dating women. Now, the question is, are you an incel? Are you a male who's going without being with a woman? And why? Um, there are a lot of numbers out there that we understand can cause, our direct effects, or incel is a direct effect of these numbers. Incel is a direct effect of the Me Too movement. It's a knee-jerk reaction of the Me Too movement. Um, that involve just more than women, coming out and saying somebody did whatever to them, but it's the short and long term reaction to what happens during the process of getting down to the truth. In some cases, the woman would just make up the story and say a man did something to her that he didn't do, and because he couldn't prove it, the woman was rewarded, and the man was pretty much, you know, placed in the prison system, or everything that he had was taken from him. And the woman came out with some type of financial support and other support from other women, even though it was a complete lie. And then when people find out that the woman lied, they, still found some support for her. They didn't come down on her for telling a lie, take all the money back or anything. They're like, she's a woman, so we should still support her, even though she told lies. She's going through some emotional whatever. Something happened to her when she was younger. Whatever it is, this woman just told a whole lie and tore down a whole man. And it's, we all seen it happen. A lot of times it's, you know, televised, or, in social media somewhere. And this has caused men to say, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want no part to do with a woman. However, these men are heterosexuals, so they're not going to, go the other direction. They're just saying, I choose not to be with a woman. I choose not to practice mating or anything. And in some cases, you may find a man is just having a hard time with a woman because he's facing a lot of rejection. Something happened to him when he was a child, and or as an adult, and a woman just crushed his whole dreams. Like, okay, I'll use myself in case in point. I always like to use myself because I have a lot of stories. All right, so when I was a kid, I was in, had to be the 8th grade. I was going to a new school, didn't want to go to a new school. My mom was like, you gotta go. I was like, all right. Got in there in the school. I was a poor kid, so I had the big old butterfly collars and the paisley print shirts, and me and my brothers had to switch outfits. You know, we didn't have no money. We were just poor. So, nonetheless, so I go to the new school, and I have this whole coif going on, my hair going back. It was a bad deal. It was a bad deal, you guys. It was bad. It was a bad deal. And I'm dark skinned, so people clown dark skinned people even today. So it just didn't help that I just have this big old nose that's helped me run a mile in under 5 minutes consecutively. But besides, At any rate, so I went to the school, and the two it girls in the school were a chick named Charmaine and another chick named Lisa, and I do know both their last names. I still remember them. And Lisa and Charmaine was not okay. Lisa was not good looking, but she had a big old booty. Charmaine was just good looking. She was everything. She was just the it chick. And there was also a white chick who was the it girl, and her name was Kim. But her and I had never talked. But her boyfriend name was Mark, and he was a guy who lift weights, white dude. He was a cool dude. But anyway, so Charmaine and Lisa see me out in the playground, and I'm attracted to Charmaine. She's gorgeous. And then I found out she has a boyfriend named is Willie. Willie was a cool little short dude, little chocolate dude. He was a cool short dude. And so anyway, so they catch me during recess, and then after recess, I'm walking in the halls going to one of my class, and both of them see me, and they go, "You know what? You are so cute. You know, you're so cute, and all this other stuff, and come on to me, and blah blah blah. I want to be your girlfriend, yada yada." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I go home and I celebrate. Mom, these two girls, they like me. She said, "I told you they would." I'm just about in tears. I go to school the next day. They see me at recess again and rip me apart. "You are so ugly." Right in front of everybody. Right in front of everybody. So I got laughed at in front of everybody, and it just, as you can see, I never forgot it. So I went home, and my mom just looked at me, and I told her what happened, and she was like, "Don't worry about them. When you get older, you'll see, you'll be all right." She was correct, but it broke my heart so bad that these two girls clowned me so bad. So during that same week, Charmaine, the cute one, who was actually the it girl, Lisa wasn't cute. She just had a nice body. But she came up to me and she said, "I'm so sorry we did that to you." And I didn't know whether to believe her or not, but I just looked at her and I was like, "All right," and just walked away. And then Willie, he said, "They did the same thing to me when I got here." And he said, "Now Charmaine is my girlfriend." So, nonetheless, it still scarred me. And of course, when I got older, in high school, I also, would go to parties in town, and then you would see one of them. I actually saw both of them. Um, and actually, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Charmaine saw me at the party years ago, and she remembered me. And she was like, "I'm so sorry we did that to you." But Lisa still thought it was funny. But you couldn't say nothing to Lisa because she had a big old brother and he could scrap. But I didn't want to fight with him anyway. Charmaine apologized to me. I was like 16, 17. I was like, whatever, you know. But anyway, so it did cause me to draw back, you know, and be intimidated by women. And it still does today. Because rejection can make a man, can break a man. And women love rejecting men, especially when they're around other women. Like that damn girl circle at the club, you just hate that damn thing. Or all girls sitting at a table together, just waiting for some guy to walk up to them so they can just rip him to shreds. Girls think this is funny, but the truth is, it's not funny. It really makes a man mad. Rejection makes a man mad. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to reject somebody. I've been rejected so beautifully one time. I wanted to take her and her, man out. Like, this woman rejected me so beautifully. But there are other women who can just reject you so bad that it makes you want to tear their heads off. And they will clown you. Now, that was my experience. It didn't cause me to be an incel, but it did cause me to be intimidated by women. in some kind of way. Sometimes I'm just like, eh. And sometimes a woman will say something to me, they want me to do something, I'm like, eh. Because I think there's a trick. I think something's going to happen. That has never left me. Right. And now you don't know what you're getting. See, now women are becoming hyper aggressive towards men and they want you to do these things with them, but you're like, we don't know if it's a game, you're trying to rob us. We don't know what's going on. It's trying to set us up. Women are setting men up now and men are getting offed. So we don't know what's going on with these women. And this can cause men to say, you know what, I'm cutting off my emotions towards women. I don't want to have sex with a woman. I don't want to sleep with her. I don't want nothing to do with her. I'm good. I'll look at pictures of her on the internet. I'll, it's so hard. It's so hard to just, it's just not easy. Talking to a woman, liking a woman, letting a woman know that you like her, especially if you're younger, it is one of the hardest thing a guy can do. I mean, you can be completely terrified of a woman, and that's simply because you're terrified of being rejected. Rejection is something that sticks with a man for the rest of his life. And so you have little girls and grown women doing this, and then this is where you can get an incel out of this. You have women who are leaving men out the altar. You have women who are, guys who are proposing to women in the middle of a mall and their friends are around and a woman just walks away and it's supposed to be your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You have that. That's big now. You have women just all out dogging men out in every kind of way they can and laughing about it. And it's a big deal. It's funny, and it's especially with social media and they're getting all these, all this attention because they just ripped this man's soul apart. This is even more now. And you have a reaction to this where a man has, everybody laughing at him. And that reaction is inside of that man's heart and it's just boiling. And it's churning and those voices are talking to him. And he's just so mad because he didn't just do it in front of his friends. You put it on social media so now everybody sees this man's face. And it's not hard to get somebody's name. And this guy's getting clowned from people all over the world. He's getting laughed at. Ladies, be careful of this. Be very, very careful of doing this type of thing to someone. Tell your daughters and your daughter's little friends, do not do this to a little boy. Do not. We know it's cute. We know it's funny. We know everybody on social media wants to see people get hurt. But then people really get hurt. And this is not what your intentions were. You just wanted to be a girl. Well, there are ways of telling a little boy no. You can just say, well, no. You can be nice about it. And in some cases, if you're too sweet, the guy's not going to take no as an answer. And then sometimes you got to be like, no, this is not going to work. And just no. And just going about your business. No. But if you're no with a nasty attitude and you laugh at a man in front of everybody, well, there's going to be a very, very adverse effect that's going to come out of that. And we've seen it. We've seen the girl in Detroit. I don't know how she told that man no, but she never lived to see another day. So ladies, just be careful of hurting men. And in men, come on, she said no, it's not the end of the world. We know your feelings are hurt, but there are plenty of other women around, all right? But these things can lead up to somebody being an incel. They can be involuntary celibate. They don't want to be an incel, but they're not getting along with women. And women are telling, or some woman has scarred them to a point where they think every woman's going to do the same thing. The conversations I was having yesterday, the women that were on there were pretty much saying, they were using y'all in their terms. Y'all, when it comes to men, they were saying all men pretty much. You guys do this to us. You guys do that to us. And I'm just like, I don't even know you. I haven't done anything to you. But I understand what you're saying. You, your friends, and your other friends have told the same story. Men are doing this to you. Men are doing that to you. So in that little small group, it is a y'all. It is the majority of men that they're running into. This is what's happening. There's something happening to them that they did not deserve. They didn't want. Yeah, beta males got to get out. They feeling out their feelings and man up. Yeah, too. The world is hard. No one owes you anything. This is true. That's what I'm saying. Some guys are just like, come on, guys, really, guys. There's a lot of women out there throwing the pee. Okay, come on. So you got to get over that. But nonetheless, there are some points where women went over and above and beyond just to make you look foolish, just to hurt you. They did it on purpose to crush you. And like I said, when it happened to me, I never forgot it. I still remember those two females' names. I still remember them. And a one woman saw the crush on my face. Like I said, this was in eighth grade. She saw how bad I was crushed and remembered me a couple years later. And when she saw me, she apologized. I ain't really know how to take it, because I thought she was the bee's knees and I ain't deserved that, but they thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying? Now people are putting it all over the planet. And you're the guy who got left at the altar. It goes viral. You're the guy who got left in the middle of the mall on your knees and was crying because a girl didn't want to marry you. That really just happened. You know what I'm saying? Those guys aren't incels. But those guys become incels. I'm never doing this again. I'm never gonna propose to a woman again. I'm never having a girlfriend. I don't trust the one that I just had. I'm never doing this again. And they just they just shut down. They don't want to reproduce. They don't want to. I mean, the urge is still there, but they're scared to death. Just like I'm not gonna give into these thoughts. I'm like, yeah, here's a pretty girl who wants me. Who knows what this woman's gonna do? They think they're gonna get set up again. You got people who are married and still living in fear of rejection of their spouse. I mean, it's very, very deep when you scar somebody like that. They need therapy. I could use some therapy. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what good it'll do me though. That's why the reason why I don't go. But I could probably, use somebody to talk this out with. See if they can use some of their tricks to get me not to be mad as fired over something that happened to me in eighth grade. I don't know if that's gonna work. But I've been rejected a lot simply because of my skin color and my nose. Now that changed when I got older. My skin color actually, got me a lot of attention when I got older. And I used to have a bald head. That sounds like a vocel, a voluntary. They can get women, but they choose not to. Well, yeah. Okay, so vocel and incel. I didn't know there was such thing as a vocel. Thank you very much. But involuntary. Okay, so let's read this. The term refers to a growing number of people, particularly young men, who feel shut out of any possibility for romance and have formed a community based around mourning their celibacy, supporting each other, and in some cases, stoking a culture of impotent bitterness and rage at the wider world. And then they go to talk about a few cases. Well, we had that one guy here who took his rage out on those women at a college. And, but see, I beg to differ. I beg to differ because the one guy who was an incel, when I looked at his story, of course, he's no longer here because, I think the police took him out of here. But when I looked at that guy's story, I was like, this guy's a good looking guy. There's nothing wrong with him. He's got money. There's nothing wrong with him. The women knew him. He just got rejected by a few women. See, he didn't have a problem. He didn't. Okay, he wanted a particular woman, and she did not want him. So he tried to gain another girl, and she didn't want him. But you can go through 100 women that won't pay you any mind, and then find one who will pay you all the mind in the world. You know what I mean? I mean, rejection. I mean, females reject men simply sometimes just because they can. They don't really have any reason to tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, go to the club and see that, and when you see all these girls sitting at a table, you know better than to walk over there because the girl circle is vicious. They're going to rip you apart. They're going to look at everything you got on and then say, you got no money, yada, yada, yada. Don't even look at them. Wait until one of them goes to the bathroom and then, stand by the bathroom. That's the trick. Women always got to use the bathroom. One of them is going to separate. And when they do, when the one you want separate, then you say, hey, what's the deal? How you doing? Yada, this is my name, blah, blah, blah. And you come at her. You know what I'm saying? Catch her when she's coming out, not when she's going in. When she's coming out, hey, come here for a minute. She'll, get her to stand and talk to you. If you catch her going in, you're not going to have a very long conversation. Catch her coming out. But if you go over there to that girl circle, you're not going to have a chance. You're not unless they called you over there. And then that's still risky. That walk of shame is right around the corner. It's not about looks. He had no game. Yeah, he had no game. He was a lame. Women can sniff him out. Oh yeah, there was no doubt. Oh yeah, he had no game. Yeah, and the thing about it, he had money, he is good looking, he had a nice car, he had no game. Not whatsoever. And he just went crazy. I was like, damn, you got every advantage in the world. You're a young white dude. You should have told them women, okay, whatever. Where's your friend? Where's your sister at? I'll date your mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Roll up with two chicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to go to court over this chick, right? When I popped up in court, I popped up with two other women. One on each side, a white one and a black one. I was like, okay, what's going on? What did I do? And the judge just looked at me like, I popped up with two beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? Dressed up too. They weren't looking like these were boom. What's popping? What happened? Yeah, he was target practice for him. There's no doubt. You know the story I'm talking about. You know the story I'm talking about. So that guy had no game whatsoever. But nonetheless, he claimed, or they claimed he was an incel. So, if he would have came to the hood and hung out with, Tyrone and them, he would have been all right. He would have got his game together, put down the lotion and tissues, and, they would have introduced him to two rats. And those rats would have wore him out. They would have wore him out, and after that, his voice would have got deeper. His voice would have changed. Everything would have changed about the dude. But you still have a large community of men who, for some reason or another, rather be a. I still think that they have a choice, especially if you're here in America. If you're a young white male in America, to me, and you're half decent looking, to me, you should have no reason that you can't get any loving from a female. It's just no excuse. If you're a young white male, there's just no excuse. If you can't get any in your little township you live in, then leave. There is a female around there somewhere. Yeah, it does. It does kill your energy and libido. And I mean, you got a Woodrow Wilson. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? Okay. But a lot of these guys are, and a lot of these guys are in their prime. They're in between 22 and 35. So they're waking up every day ready to go and can't get no nothing. No nothing. Shoot, when I was in between those ages, boy, I was firing on all cylinders. I was running, lifting, jumping. Oh my goodness, Grease! I hardly got any sleep, partying like an animal, trying to tap anything that moves. I was crazy. All the way up until I reached my mid 40s. My knees are the ones that slowed me down, and then I got in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? My injuries slowed me down. My libido didn't slow down until my injuries made me, put me 50 pounds overweight. And that slowed me down. And then, of course, just the uninterest of going through the court system with these goofy girls. And I just got tired of the lies and all the, it just wore me out. So I can go out there and start dating. I just choose not to. But these guys seem as though they can't find a woman. And it's just hard for me to believe that with the populations, I mean, in the black community alone, there's 2 million more women than there is men. Okay? And that's women. This, them, bro. I ended up in court twice. 'Cause I just got, let's just say I got mad. I just finally got mad. I finally was like, oh boy, I finally had it. I just told you I used to be a simp. Or that's what they call him. But I used to be this real loving dude, man. I used to just love me some women. I just thought they were everything, But that's the way God made me. He made me, just a lover, man. I was a lover, not a fighter. But these women wanted me to be a fighter. They did everything they could to make me angry, and then finally it just, whew. Finally, I just got angry. Yeah, I don't so much anymore because I don't look at women the same. I don't look. I don't trust not one woman on the planet, not one. I have no trust. But I don't think all women are bad. I just think that all women have the potential to destroy completely and think nothing of it. And I don't want to be destroyed. And I don't want to destroy. Because, I'm one of those guys, and once I'm angry, man, I stay angry for so long. And I just don't like that feeling. Because when it's all said and done, you did more harm to yourself than, you know. But I just had a woman test me one time too many. And I made sure that she knew if she tried me again, that I was going to completely lose it. And her and the guy she was trying me with, a couple of them actually. And one of them moved out of town. I ain't seen him since because he know he did wrong, and I was just going there. I was angry. I was like, okay, wait until I see you. And yeah, I had enough of them. I had enough. Let's go. Me either. The scales fell off my eyes, and I can never see. Yeah, I can never look at a woman the same. I can't. And I would love to, but I have no faith in females. And there's some sweeties out there, but you're never going to convince me that whoever she is. I mean, just look at social media and some of the women that you think are just great women. It turns out that they're whores. Turns out that they're whores and their men are just now finding out that they're whores. And the thing about it is, the guy's finding out. The guy's finding out, and I'll get to that question. And the guy's finding out, and when he's finding out, it's all over social media. It's like, damn, that hurts. She just made a fool of you in front of the whole world. It's not private anymore. As far as women in other countries, now that's different. I can say that's different. They still have the same potential. But okay, so I used to live in Germany when I was in the military. And what I found in Germany is that the Caucasian women gravitate towards men and want to stick to them. They want to marry them. Now, you would think, oh, it's just because, I'm from America. No, this is not true. Where this actually started was back in the days of Hitler. Before he took over, there were German troops being dispersed, to different parts of the world. And they were also allies with, different armies during that time. And one of the armies that they were actually allied with was some countries in Africa, one of Senegal. So the thing about Senegalese men is that they're very tall. So once these men start pouring into Germany and the Caucasian women saw them, the German women saw them, they immediately wanted to mate with them. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to, and when they start doing this, Hitler's whole purpose was to keep this whole pure race. But he allied his army with some Africans armies, and he did not know that as soon as these women saw them, that the women were just like, "I'm ovulating, let's go." So they started having a bunch of children, and Hitler was like, "I don't like this," you know what I'm saying, and he would try to separate them. And in thing about it, even before was it before or after Hitler, but they were doing some heinous crimes towards African people. I mean, they had a whole camp where they were torturing African people and so on and so forth. Well, I didn't know until recently. But nonetheless, there were African armies that were allied with the German armies, fighting for them. But so when I went over there, the same thing happened to me. German woman saw me and was just like, V Gates. I was like, V Gates, dude. V Gates is seeing it. Yeah. And it was on. And to come to find out that she had already had a mixed child. So black men was her thing. She would come to the NTO club and be dancing around and listen to Ela Ela. And then when she saw a black man she was like, "What's Mox do?" Which means how are you? V Gates is hello. V Gates, V Gates. You know, V Gates do. How are you? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And I was speaking broken English, but she was speaking 100%. I mean, I was speaking broken German, but she knew English and German. As a matter of fact, English is their secondary language over there. All Germans know how to speak English. So you get over there and go, Entschuldigung, it's in wo is the Bahnhof? And they'd be like, it's down the street, make a left, and then turn right. That actually happened to me. I got lost on the Autobahn, pulled over and saw a German couple was like, and started speaking broken German to them, and they turned around and started speaking to me in English. I was just like, okay. So yeah, so German women gravitate towards black men. So if you go to Germany, you'll see a lot of what they call war babies. You'll see a lot of mixed babies because German women do not play. They will take your man real quick. Really, really, really quick. I mean, the white woman over here is aggressive, but the German women, they're on a whole different level. They'll take them and they'll keep them. The white women over here will just take them and, do whatever. German women will take you and keep you. So it's different. Now, let's Germany, Canada, France, England. So okay, I've been to France and England, and the white women over there are like the American women. They're pretty much the same. You know, I mean, you could probably find one or two that's good, but their mindset is a lot like the white women here in America. But the German women are different, and they're more amiable too. You can get along with them better, you know, because even the white woman now is starting to show a lot more attitude and stuff like it's stuff that you don't want white women to do. You want the white woman because she made your life easier. You didn't have to fight. But now white women are coming with all this attitude and they're doing a bunch of cheating and they're sneaking around because of, social media. You see they're showing their booty just like the black girl does. It's just like, I just might as well stay with a black woman because you're just going to give me as many problems as they are. You're doing the same thing except you're white, so I'm just going to stay over here with black women. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, are you an incel? Are you voluntary or are you a vocel? Are you a voluntary or involuntary? Me, I am a voluntary, so I guess I would fall under vocel because I pretty much choose not to mate. I choose not to. Look, I'm one of those guys. If I like you, like I really like you, you know what I'm saying? I'll start doing stuff for you. If you got some rugrats, I might even help them out a little bit. You little crumb snatchers, I might take you all. Let's go to Wendy's. Come on, let's go. I might do stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? If you got a little something that needs to be paid, and it's not that really ridiculous, I help you out with it. That's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? I could sell a fridge and get it back. You know what I'm saying? If I think that you're a good woman, you know what I'm saying? You just having some, struggles. It is what it is. Everybody struggles. I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that. When I like you, I like you. But the minute I see that you're lying to me, or that you're deceiving me on purpose. Like you have a big old lie. Like a woman will be like, I don't have no man. And to us, to a younger person, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I can go ahead and freely speak on my intentions with you. And, she's like, yeah, go ahead, cool. But if she's like, well, I ain't got no man, you say, okay, well, let me look through your phone to see, who's coming at you. She'd be like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you don't need to do that. You don't need to look through my phone because you have men who you probably tapping, but they're not claiming you. See, their version of no man and our version of no man is two different things. We want to know who's sticking their penis in between your legs. If there is a man injecting himself in you, well, then we can just go ahead and go the other way. Because to us, that's a man. You have a man. You're just not claiming each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just being nasty together. Okay, well, you don't need me. Because if I come into the picture, you're going to play me. You're going to say, take me out. Buy me shoes. Buy my kids this. You're going to put me through all this rigmarole. And then, I might get a hug. No. You got your, Rollo. You and Rollo can go ahead and work that out. Women always do that. I ain't got no man. You got a Rollo. That's a man. That's a whole man to us. Because we don't know what he's doing. That's even worse, actually. Because he's not claiming you, which means he's over there knocking off somebody else. So, women say this, you're just, especially the way they look, something's up. You can almost sniff it out like, all right, cool. You ain't got no man? Okay, cool. You start asking a few questions, you'll find out there's somebody topping her. Now, she was just like, I have a friend. Okay, well, that's better. Because now, if I still want to try to pursue you, I know that somebody's tapping you. You openly told me somebody's tapping me, but this is not my dude. This is your friend. Okay, we know what that means. You sleeping with the dude every now and then, but he's not yours, meaning he's sleeping with somebody else. Do you want to pursue this woman? You see what's going on in her life. I mean, listen, it's a good chance if you pursue her, she's not necessarily going to stop being tapped out by old boy. He's not the dick in the glass. He's not break the glass and then he's not the emergency dick. He's the casual dick. She has an emergency dick. This guy is the casual guy. He comes around twice a week and they enjoy that little time that they got. He's not the emergency guy. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably got two or three guys who are like that. And you just got to figure out if you, like, how much is it going to cost you just to squeeze into that sexual schedule somewhere and then establish some type of, like relationship where you are the primary. I mean, that's a lot of work. And it's a lot of lies. It's like, you got a friend? Okay, babe, well, that's cool. You can keep your friend. Because you're competing with two or three other guys who are already where you're trying to get. You're just, they're ahead of you. And the thing about it is, they not trying to wife her. So if you're looking at her thinking, I'm going to wife her, it's just like, no. You probably won't get the draws for a month or two. And the whole time you're not getting the draws, somebody is. Somebody is. She's probably talking to you on the phone while somebody's topping her. I'm just saying it's like that. And you're just, you're trying to be all sweet and nice. And you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're trying to court her, take her places and do all this stuff. And she's like, no, let's wait. But you have a friend. Is your friend waiting? Did you cut your friend off? Now the chick is like, I cut him off. When I start seeing you, I start seeing you alone. That's different. That's different. But she's still going to play the game and make you wait. And it's just like, how long did the other guy wait? Like, your value is going this way, but you're still acting like you're fresh cooch. You're not. It's not fresh. It's not, honey, it's not fresh coochie. Come on. It's new to me, but it's just not new. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? And eventually, like in one case, Kevin Samuels, I was listening to him. The girl she left the guy, on a leash for a month, and he wanted to get busy, and she was like, no, I want to wait. And he was like, I respect that. And, he dipped. He tried with her for 30 days to get some ass, and she was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to wait. And he was like, all right. And he dipped, and then she wanted to get in contact with him, and he won't answer. He pretty much texted her once and was just like, I'm done seeing you. Boom. And I don't have time. We're not doing anything. You're letting me kiss on you and squeeze the booty, but when it comes to smashing, I can't smash. You're not brand new at this. So, okay, I get it. I respect you and your Steve Harvey 90-day rule. I respect that. Your body, your choice, and all that other stuff y'all got going on. I'm not going to try to coax you or force you, I'm not into none of that. That's for lames. I'm not doing none of that. You want to, hold it, to yourself for so long? 100%. You're Christian. Okay. I get that 100%. But I'm horny. And yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and work that out somewhere else. So Barbara, laters. And she got upset. It's like, what are you upset about? Your body, your choice. A man's body, his choice. You shouldn't have nothing to say. The guy was like, I'm out. I'm just saying, you got women who are playing games. And I don't expect a woman to give it to everybody, willy-nilly. But I expect you to at least keep your legs closed or, find the right guy, date the right guy the right way, and then give him like continuous ass for the rest of his life. That's what I expect. I don't expect you to be playing games with the ass and you guys are in a 3-year relationship, then all of a sudden for 2-3 months you don't want to give no ass and expect this 30-year-old to just be whacking off in the corner. No, he's gonna go find someone else. You played your game. This one chick, I was watching Steve Harvey, and this one chick played this man for like 9 years. He was coming at her and coming at her. He was just like, yo, I want to be with you. I want to be with. She was like, no. So he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and date your friend. And that's exactly what he did. And the friend was talking about, how great this guy was. And so the girl wanted to come back at the dude, and he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, you played the coochie game. You didn't want me. You had other prospects. It's your cooch. Ladies, but what you don't realize that in most cities it's 14-1 cooches. So I just don't need you. There's not you're just not the only woman here. Listen, you got, like my brother was telling me, he was like, go out the country. He was like, go to Brazil. Because the women in Brazil have a whole different mindset than America. They don't even like American women. You got women in Brazil who are lining up literally just to get a black man. There is a mass movement of black men in their middle ages who are migrating to Brazil and dating the women down there, and sometimes wifing them. They're just different. And like I said, my brother goes to Brazil, and the women he gets, it just. And when I tell you that this is a regular dude, he's smart though. He's a smart dude. But this is a regular dude. He in his mid-50s, and he is down there scoring with some queens. And these women are beautiful. He was like, yeah, he'll be, doing his little thing, and, he'll have his camera out, and there'll be two girls, in the pool, and he'll be, start speaking to them in their language and whatnot. And they got the whole G-string thing going on with the beautiful women. Beautiful. And I'm like, this dude down there winning. Well, there is a lot of black men who are figuring out that the women in Brazil are completely different than the American men. They are not throwing anything away. They're not. They're not throwing anything away. They're just like, yeah, come on down here. Because there are not enough men there. So they're just like, you come on down here, you're going to go back married. That's it, that's all. Like, they're not playing no games. And like, there's a whole show about it. There's a documentary about it. And these men are going down there. And so you asked me, I don't know if you're still here. Oh, you guys were talking to me the whole time. I met some nice Kenyan. Kenyan ladies, dark skin. Are you still here, Komet Fletcher? Yeah, I'd like to hear about that. Nigerians too. I'm a little intimidated by that, but oh my God, you still here, Mr. Fletcher? Because I'm gonna read some of these comments. I've just been talking. You guys been right. You are okay. So let's talk about African women, because I want to get on this. I'm sorry I wasn't reading you guys' comments. I was just, talking. Whenever I get these stories in my head, I have to get them out. So you guys don't mind me sometime. Okay, so Kemet Fletcher. All right, so Kenyan women. I've never dated a woman from Kenya, but I did. Rob Kardashian, Black China, right? But yeah, Black China's mother. Good grief. She's not good looking, but she sure is thick. Anyway, so I did date a woman from Nigeria. I dated 2 of them. And let me see. What about 4 women? I'm just trying to see if I can keep up with her. Okay, so Nigeria. So this woman, I knew this woman from, I worked with her. And I was in the House of Representatives. Back in my suit and tie days 20 years ago, actually about 23 years ago, somewhere around there. Actually, that's around there about 23 years ago. I was suit and tied up, working down there. And this 19-year-old, I was like 31 back then. This 19-year-old Nigerian woman, her name was Essie. Oh, she was the bee's freaking knees. Boy, she came right at me, too. She ain't waste no time. We both worked in the same building. She was like, "What's up?" I'm all 31 thinking I'm all old and crusty. She's like, "Let's go." How old are you? She's like 19. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Man, that girl had me spinning for a short time. And we dated off and on, off and on. Man, she is one of them Nigerian queens, too. She's like, when I go home, it's like coming to America. They throw roses and stuff. And I met her two brothers. Her brothers were some cool people, smart just like her. They were all athletic, like super fast runners. Yeah, so, man, listen, I like having, like making love to her. It made me want to go back to Africa. I thought I was on another planet. I was like, what is this? Like, I've never been influenced like this spiritually with any woman, and this young thing makes me wish I was petting hyenas or something. I mean, it was crazy, bro. I was like, okay, you either in all the way with an African woman or you ain't. But if you get yourself some African loving, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. That girl stuck me, man. I almost cried. I was just like, oh my God, what is this? Especially when she said she didn't want to see me no more, which didn't last long. She's like, nah, we can't see each other no more. I was like, what? I was like, why? What did I do? Yeah. I became an actor real quick. What did I do? Come back to me. Oh my goodness. Man, but there's nothing I can do. And then, about a year later, she was like, yeah, we can still kick it. Yeah, it was something, bro. Nigerian woman was that deal. Okay, so Nigerian rock. Yeah, African women, man. Oh, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Man, I don't know. I might go there with an African woman, man. No single mothers, bro. I must have said so. I don't know what I said. Men should get their proposes and stay on it and allow the right woman to be added to them. 100% correct. You look like the vaccine. Huh? Tone, I see your name on the registry. Oh, you took the vaccine. No, you don't. You don't see my name on no nothing. I didn't take the vaccine. News from humanoids. No, I did not. All right, my G, stay up. Stay up to you too, brother. I agree. The blank. Purpose is key. It is. The best friend. Purpose can. It's yourself. Okay. Yes. 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 I am. Yes. 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 All good. Okay. So I think you're still here. I dated a Kenyan woman like 2 years. Really stubborn, but sweet. The distance, but yeah, the distance. Big distance between West. Yep. Yeah. Oh yes. I got to. Oh, you're married to an African woman? You're married to an African woman? Not yet. I want to. Not yet. Brother, good luck. Brother, good man. I'm not gonna lie. If I had the chance to marry like a dope African woman, I'd probably do it. I'd probably be all in that family. Bombay. I'd probably be all in on that because, man, I'd be an old dude having kids, man, because good grief. It's just something about them. Like, I can see why people be flipping out over African girls. It's just something about them, bro. Something about them sexually. Like, it just. Jeez. But I've never experienced nothing like that before, and I've had enough coops to last me a lifetime. That's just something I just don't like. Oh my God, I need to have. No, I don't. I'm okay. But that one African girl made me realize that I need to go take a visit to the motherland. You know what I'm saying? I need to just stop over there and now and then when they open these borders. I need to go over there to Ghana or something. You know, everybody's talking about Ghana. There's people actually moving over there because of the police are executing black people in the street and cutting off there. They just killed another guy. He was a football player in college, and they turned off their cameras and made a false claim, which they did out here in Ohio too, and made a false claim, said that this guy had a weapon, he was armed, and then they went ahead and shot him. Uh, that also happened out here. A detective did that and said the man had a weapon and shot him 5 times. Matter of fact, detectives do not carry cameras and shot this guy 5 times in his back. So, yeah. So people are leaving. They're like, I can't take it. One guy went over there and he said the police are not our enemies over here. And, you know, the way I look at it is for you guys who are having a hard time finding a woman, everybody knows this. There are plenty of women in Africa. There are floods of them. And their ways are not our ways. I mean, straight out of Game of Thrones. All ways are the old ways. I mean, their ways are the old ways. I mean, so if you want to go over there and get yourself a little 20-year-old and you're 50, nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to scoff at you. These old women ain't going to come out and beat you in the head. You know, why do you mess with the young woman? No, that's what they're going to be like, yeah. Get some babies out of this child. She's 20. There you go. Get some babies out of her. Let's go. We're tired of waiting. We need grandchildren. Let's go. So you're going to have villages. I mean, look, you even have white women who are going to Africa, and they're going in. And when I say Africa, they're going into like the villages and finding like these black men and then just marrying them and helping. And the thing about it, some of these cultures, the women actually do the building. Like the women build the homes with huts and stuff like this and dung and all that. And these white women are like, I'm about to build me a hut. They're like, I'm building a hut. You know, I'm over here with Jabaway. And yeah, I'm not coming home. I am not coming home. And their families are outraged. Outraged. White folks' families just going off because their daughter, you know, who is of age, you know, has made an educated choice, you know, somebody, you know, out of college or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go and be an African wife and join the whole African community. And she's just over there, just a white wife of many of this one man. And she's over there working and building and doing everything. And she's part of the whole community. Like this is a happening thing right now. She's like part of the whole tribe. And the African women are like, yeah, that's fine with us. We need more hands so we can keep building. And they're just over there just building houses and huts and all this other stuff and cooking and hunting. And the guys, you know, doing whatever the guys do. So it's like it's a real thing over there. You know, it's a real melting pot that's happening in Africa. You'll find a lot of these different tribes have just invited the white woman into the tribe, and she's doing all the dances and doing all the cultural moves and getting the African D. And nobody is saying anything, except Black Americans got something to say, but they're not going to go over there and support those black men. They're like, I'm not leaving my house. But yet you want to get on the internet and run your mouth, but you're not going to go over there and build a hut out of cow dung and pee. You're not going to do it. You're too Americanized. It's just not you. You're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching. I'm educated. Well, so are they. They have college degrees. They just look at the black man and they think he is worth leaving their family, their family's money, their family support, and living in a very, very, very humble life, quiet, with flies all over the place. I mean, they didn't go to a better situation. They went to a situation where they're actually the workhorse and the backbone of the whole village. And this is what they want to do. They're not sitting around, in Birkin bags and all that other goofy stuff that we do over here. There's hardly any sitting around at all, not unless you're cooking, and they do that on their feet. So this is a very strenuous life. You're gonna have new muscles come out of somewhere. But these women, these white women, chose to do this because, for the biggest reason, the community. That's the biggest reason. These African tribes are exactly what they say they are. They are whole tribes of people who all are moving in one direction with one purpose. And that is very, very, very hard to find. See, family over here is different. You get families, cousins, uncles, you might get about 30 people. You get a tribe, you might get about 300. All moving in one direction with one purpose. When those women get together and build a house, they all get together and build a house. And that's it, and that's all. There's no, I don't feel like it. Today's my day off. I got female problems. There's none of that. You don't hear none of that. They go out there, they get stuff and start rolling it up and cutting it up and boom, and they will have that house up and boom. There's no fighting amongst themselves because one is jealous of the other one. That's all goofy stuff they got going on over here. There's none of that. There's no drive-bys. There's none of that. There's disagreements, but it don't last long because they have one purpose in mind: survival. And that's it. It's harder over there, but you gotta survive. Anything can happen over here. So that's the mode that they're in. So you're finding a lot of these white women are like, we didn't even know this existed. We want to be a part of this, and that's what they're doing. It's just different when you're in a tribe, you know. Some tribes got some traditions that they're doing a lot of stuff that I can't say I want to be a part of, causing some harm to people. But it's different over there. So if you brothers are looking for a place where you're not criticized for being a male, that's another thing. That's another thing that can cause a man to just not want to be around women. You got a lot of these spinsters, these 40-year-old women who aren't doing nothing but sitting around mad because of their youth is spent up and they was riding the carousel in their 20s and now no man wants to be around them simply because they're angry. I mean, you could be a 40-year-old and be a sweet lady and somebody will come around because you're just a sweet, loving person. Shoot, you probably get a husband out of that. But that's not what they do. They're angry and they post all their angriness and their femininity and all this other stuff that men don't want to. We don't care. We don't want to hear about all your femininity. We don't. Either you are or you're not. You're either a lady and you're ladylike or you're not. That's it for us. We don't care what goes into it. Ugh, half of you don't know how to cook anyway. We don't care. It's like, can I get a sandwich and some peace? You know, I might listen to you for a while. I might even give you a little feedback if you're sweet, if you're cooperative. You know what I'm saying? If I can get along with you, I might give you some feedback. I might give you a whole conversation on Tuesday. But on Wednesday and Thursday, well, I just want to watch a show. I'm going to go out here and build a shed. And, yeah, it's going to take me about a week. I'm going to be in and out of the house. Me and the dog are going to be outside. I'm building a shed. What do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to listen to you the whole time. I'm building a damn shed. And building something. I'm adding value to a house that we can sell and get more for the house than what we bought it for. Can I get some silence and a sandwich out of that? No, I can't do. I'm leaving. I'm done. I was looking at this one scenario where this actually happened. This guy, two couples knew each other, white couples. And the one guy had to go on business trip or whatever. So the other, well, his wife called the other wife and was like, "Can I borrow your husband?" See if anybody said anything. And she said, "Can I borrow your husband?" And she was like, "Sure you can." Like, "What's going on?" She was like, "Well, I need to take a trip to, wherever, and kind of like a little vacation for a week, and I'm gonna go up into and I didn't want to be by myself." She was like, "Sure," and dude was like, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever." So he goes with her. They fish or whatever they're doing, and but when it comes to night time, he gets in the bed, she jumps in the bed, and he gets trying to rub some boobs, and she's just like, no boobs for you. Well, that didn't last very long. He got the point. 2 days later when they came back, that was it for him. And then when she needed him again, she was like, "Can I, borrow your husband?" And the wife would relay the message to the husband, and the husband would not answer her back. "I'm not interested. There's nothing in it for me. There's nothing there. I can do this at home with my wife. She rejects me enough. I don't. Yeah, like I know there's nothing there. I'm not interested. Wait till your husband gets home. Be alone." You know what I'm saying? I got to get something out of this. Oh, be cooperative, ladies. Soup, sandwich, silence. A little conversation every now and then. But ladies, how about some shut the up? How about some of that, ladies? Can I get some shut up? Just a little shut up. It's early in the morning already. It's with the yapping already. Can I get some shutting up? Just a little shut. You want to argue over nothing? It's just unattractive. You want to argue? What do you want to fight about? You want to wake up and fight? You want to stuff your face in the pillow and just leave it there for, I don't know. I don't get it. For those of you who have women and your woman is a squawker, I don't get why you stay. She might have some really good punani for you to stay around. Some women just won't shut up. And then they mess with you. And they think, I mean, listening to Cardi B, and they think that being toxic is a good thing. Let me tell you something. I've dated some toxic chicks. And every day I wanted to put them through a wall. Being toxic is not cool. Ladies, shut up so your man can get stuff done. And for those of you who think you're smarter than your man, and you might be, do something with that. Don't just be smarter than him and then just, "I'm smarter than you." Trick, so what? I'm stronger than you. Okay? I have a degree. What was that show I was watching where the woman was one of them Tyler Perry corny movies? I can't stand Tyler Perry's movies. Anyway, so the woman was dogging a man out, Michael Jai White, because she had a salon. And the salon was making money, and Michael Jai White was out of, he was looking for a job. And she just kept dogging him out till finally he got mad. And he was like, listen, yeah, you have a salon. Yeah, you're making money, but who gave you the money to get the salon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I invested in my wife, and now you're throwing it up in my face because, it's making money, and I just happen to be out of work. But he straightened her out. He was, he's like, cut the nonsense out. I helped you get here. Like, shut up. Some shutting up already. And eventually she was just like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry about that. Because he's like, I'm leaving. She's like, no, just let's get some wine. And he was like, no, I'm done with the drinking. You drink too much. She was like, okay, no more wine. I'm just saying, sometimes, guys, you gotta, you're in these relationships with these women, and sometimes you gotta stand over that woman and let her know what your full purpose is in this household. Like, listen, I'm tired of this. This here, I'm exhausted. And I'm going to do something today, right now. I'm doing something. Okay, so recently on World Star, it was a chick, black woman, young couple. And she was all the time, she says, you know, you guys, I just can't believe what happened today. And she's crying. And she says, you guys know me in my mouth. When I get upset, I just say anything. And me and my boyfriend, love of my life, we was arguing, and the neighbors called the police because they live in an apartment. And the police came, and he was running from the police and got hit by a car and died. And she was like, I watched him bleed out. And then she got to talk about, if you guys are with somebody you love, just love them. See, she thought being toxic was cool. But now the love of her life is dead. That's what I'm saying. That toxic stuff, ladies. Stop listening to these women on these shows and music and letting them educate you in the wrong way. All this feedback, you got to give to your man and waking up and fighting with him. Just no, that's not cool, because it's going to come to a boiling point. And when it does, you're not going to get what you thought you were going to get out of it. And in this case, the police were called. If the police are called, listen, anything can happen. Anything. And you had no control over that. You had control over arguing with him and raising your voice and trying to meet him word for word and want to go at him like you a whole man. So, okay, cool. He's raising his voice, you raising your voice. You want to get your word in? All right, cool. You got your word in. Well, somebody heard you. They got tired of you. They got tired of listening to you two fight. And they thought that, you two were probably going to come to blows. Oh, protect the woman. She's in trouble. Hello, police officer. Yak. Police come over. Listen, it's almost involuntary to run from the police now because they're killing us in mass numbers. It's just the cops are, listen, our children are hiding from the police. The police are no longer what you thought they were. They are not obeying the laws. And the Department of Justice does not care about you. They don't care about you. We've seen it time after time after time. Police shoot a black man or a black woman or a black child, kill them, and go on vacation. Listen, if you don't get it by now, you're never going to get it. And a lot of you won't get it until it happens to you. And it happened to her. Regardless if the police killed him or not, he was afraid of the police. So what do you do when you're afraid? You run. And it ended his life. That just happened 2 days ago. Ladies, learn how to shut up. You have a whole mother, aunties, and sisters you can run your mouth to. Learn how to shut your mouth. If you don't like the way something is going, present that to your man and then make a plan. Make some kind of plan and let him know you're making a plan. Look, bro, I'm not going to live under these conditions. If it's something that is adverse to you or your children, make a plan to get out of there. And sometimes don't tell them, but if it's that bad, just get out of there. Just go. But if you want to sit there and go at it with a full-grown man, just because you think it's cute, you just want to get him excited. Well, guess what? It could be somebody else who takes him out of here. And now you have nothing. I mean, sure, you can get somebody else, but the person who you wanted to be with, right now, you helped kill. You helped that out because of you and your anger. You got to yelling at a full-grown man. All right. Well, full-grown men, we got our pride. You keep yelling at us, we're just going to yell back. I mean, you want to see who stuns who. It looks like there's a good chance you're not going to win. You got neighbors. Neighbors ain't trying to hear that all the time, especially in close quarters. Ladies, y'all got to learn how to... I mean, look, guys are not innocent. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all need to learn how to shut... Because a woman can spark a man to anger within 2 seconds. A woman can look. I remember I used to have this goofy girlfriend, right? And the reason why I was with her because I was homeless when when I ran into her. I was pretty much, living on college campus, and I was living in this little room, working temporary jobs. And then some guys bought the building and kicked us out, So I was living with a friend of mine, whatever. I didn't have my own spot. And I saw her in the store and was just like, what's up? Long story short, she knew my situation was like, you can come live with me. So I started living with her, but now that she has some in-house D, she knew I wasn't going anywhere, she would exploit that. So she would go out, when I'm out with her, she would flirt with other men in front of me. And I told her, I said, you better cut that out. Like, that's dangerous what you're doing. I feel for you, I love you, and she just thought it was cute. And we went to a club one day, and we was in the club dressed alike, so, holding hands. It's obvious that this is my piece. We at the bar, I'm still holding hands with the chick, and I'm getting ready to order something to drink. And then I turned around, and there's a guy, like, right in her face, and she's smiling all in his grill while holding my hand. I lost it. I lost it. I had enough. Now, that may sound like nothing to you, but it reached a boiling point. And we got to arguing, and when we got outside, I was ready to rip her damn head off. Because I just had it. You know what I'm saying? And one of my friends at the time had to, like, hold me back. I even slipped out of his grip, like, just... And she seriously thought that stuff was cute. Well, eventually, after warning her and just getting heartbroken, time after time, I said, you know what? I talked to the landlord. I said, you have any other place I can rent? He said, right across the hall. I said, I want to move over there. I paid him a couple dollars. I took all my stuff and I moved right out of her spot, moved into my own spot, and girls start coming to see me. She was mad as fire, but I told her, I said, I told you to cut that out. And now I have no love for you. Just saying, women, y'all better tighten y'all game up. Not unless y'all want to start dating a bunch of women. Because, look, the girl-on-girl action, it's coming down to where it's not going to be a choice. You got guys who are willingly not trying to mate with you in all ages, in all colors. Like this, it's so like the Me Too movement and the black woman's attitude, and all this. It's so bad now that the females are. I mean, you know what? If I'm gonna buy some stocks, it's gonna be in the dildo company. What company sells dildos? Because I'm telling you, their stocks are going through the roof. Any company that sells anything sexual towards women, that's who you that's who you put stocks into. And I'm not even joking. That's who you put stocks into. Because these females are out of their damn mind. And they're losing men like every second. Some man has had enough. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done. Every second somebody is dropping off the planet. Some guy is, dying from heart disease. Some guy is dying from war. And then there's every second there are more females being born than there are males. Every second. Click, 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 click. And you women are throwing away these good men. And then when you hit your 40s, you're disappointed because things didn't go your way. Look at who's the one chick, Tommy Lauren. Look at the PSA she just put out to men. Tommy Lauren, who's in her prime right now, cannot find a man. Blonde head, blue eyes. I don't know if she had blue eyes. She was whatever she was on Fox until they fired her. But I mean, she's in her prime. She's like me and my friends. Her and a group of women, all successful, cannot find a man. At least they can't find one that values them. They can't find husbands. These are white people who are making millions of dollars. Can't find one. She cannot land a dude. She's going to die alone. And it's hitting her hard. And her friends. It's hitting them all hard. They're coming into their 30s and they're going to fly through their 30s. When they're 40, it's really going to be bad. You got these 40-year-old women who are chasing down 20-year-old men now. And these cougars, and all these other women, woohoo, do that, yeah. But you got these 40-year-old men trying to knock off these, 20-year-old. They're just like, ew, men have worms at that age. Like, you tricks can do this all day and it's celebrated. But as soon as a man does it, it's a problem. See, no. I don't want you. You did this to you. You could have been cooperative. You could have had, husband, 3-4 kids that loved you. You listened to them goofy people and you ran your potential husband away. You don't want to clean up. You don't want to cook. You don't want to shave. You want to be as nasty of a female as you can be. Walk around the house stinking every day, and you think that men have to put up with you. We do not. We do not. Then when you want to get upset, you want to tell a lie and get the man arrested. Well, the courts are starting to wake up to that, because guess who runs the court systems? Men. Men. They're like, nah, bruh. We're not arresting this dude. He didn't do nothing to you. You have no evidence. Give us some evidence, not speculation. Got any evidence? None. Now we're done. We're done here. That guy goes back to his job instead of these jobs firing him, and then all this publicity that, if this guy did this, it's attached to him. These companies are waking up too, because the CEOs of these companies are who? Men. So these women are attacking these companies. You have a man who hits a woman in it. Well, there's no evidence that he hit her. And they're just coming back at him. What evidence do you have? Yahoo CEO was a woman. Guess what she was doing? She was hiring all women. During the pandemic, you had 180,000 women lose their job in an instant. The majority of people that lost their job during the pandemic were women. The CEO of Yahoo got sued because she was doing what women have been saying you shouldn't do to them. She was hiring nothing but women, would not hire men. She got sued for that. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. It's nice talking to you guys. I've been over my hour limit 25 minutes ago. And I ain't getting no money. Nope, I ain't making nothing off of that. But nonetheless, it was a good conversation. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.